he greets visitors to our airport is a profound and potent reminder and inspiration. As today we face challenges, so those who have gone before us have set us an example. They too faced difficult times, but they did so with courage and fortitude, promoting unity and purpose. And its surrounding infrastructure play a key role in connecting eThekwini, KwaZulu-Natal, and South Africa with the global community. It also serves to welcome visitors to experience the natural beauty of KwaZulu-Natal and enjoy the deep hospitality of its people. Sustainable and inclusive economic growth is the apex priority of this administration. And King Shaka International Airport has a key role to play in ensuring the continued prosperity of this province and the Zulu Kingdom, as well as of its people. It is now my privilege to invite someone who continuously faces today's challenges with courage and fortitude to address you. A leader who always seeks to unite us and to direct us to focus with purpose and consistency on building our country. It is my great pleasure to invite the President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency Mr. Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa, to address you.
Program directors, Your Majesty, King Misuzulu, the King of the Zulus, Reverend Thulasizwe Telezi, Ondlunkulu, Abantwana baseNdlunkulu, the Premier of our province, Minister Barbara Creasy, and other ministers and deputy ministers here present, members of parliament, MECs, the Mayor of eThekwini Metro, Councillor Cyril Xaba, the chairperson of the House of Traditional and Khoisan Leaders, Inkosi Shinga, the CEO of the Airports Company of South Africa, and the management of that company, representatives of business, representatives of political parties here present, religious leaders, amakhosi onke akhona lapha, izinduna, omama, izintombi, distinguished guests. Kuyintokozo enkulu kimi ukuba lapha namhlanje. Today is a truly historic day for the Zulu people, but it is also a historic day for the people of South Africa as a whole. It is an important day because today we raise the glory of King Shaka kasenza ngakhona. the founder of the great Zulu nation. King Shaka was a warrior king. He was a unifier, an outstanding leader, a reformer, and a nation builder. It is fitting that he has been immortalized in the statue that we unveiled at this airport today. I would like to congratulate the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Government, the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, the Department of Transport, and the Airports Company South Africa for fulfilling their undertaking to erect this memorial in honor of Isilo Shaka. Last year, more people visited this province from the local areas in our country as well as international tourists. They came to this beautiful province of our country to visit the beaches, its natural splendor, and also its wildlife. They also came to experience the unique customs and culture of Amazulu. The statue that we unveiled this morning stands as a proud testament to a great history, to a great man, and also to a glorious era in the life of the Zulu nation during the reign of King Shaka, ilembe eleqa amanye amalembe ngokukhalipha. This statue will not only inspire visitors to our country, it will also invite other visitors to come and see this statue, a representation of a great. It is the greatest source of pride that King Shaka's life, his history and contribution is being retold and reclaimed by the generation born into democracy. 30 years ago, we cast off the shackles of bondage. We ended apartheid. We exploded into a new era of freedom, a new era of equality. With every step that we took, we knew that we were being carried along by the spirits of our forebears, the heroes of our past. Long, long before we waged the struggle for our liberation from apartheid rule, there were the great warrior kings and queens who took up the spear of resistance against the colonial invaders who came from Europe to come and dispossess our people of their land, and who came to denigrate their customs, their way of life and traditions, who came to this land to humiliate our people. King Shaka's illustrious history is well known. He is among those leaders with so great a reputation that his reputation has passed into legend. And yet for centuries, those who oppressed the South African people sought to denigrate his name to suit their own ends. Bakhuluma amanga amaningi ngombuso wesilo. During colonial and apartheid rule, we were force-fed the history of the oppressors. We were taught about Vasco da Gama, Sir Henry Smith, Piet Retief, the story of the young King Shaka, and how he triumphed over a difficult childhood was not told to inspire young black children. Instead, we had to recite poems of writers from Europe. Since the advent of democracy, we have worked hard to restore pride in the history of all the people of this great land. We have been deliberate about reconstructing and rebuilding the history that should be taught in our schools. There aren't many places in a free South Africa that fully glorify the heroes and heroines of our people. We do not have the requisite number of symbols, of names and events built on our people's history, their pain, and their lives that were destroyed. A statue such as this, the one that we unveiled this morning, represents not just a great person in the person of King Shaka. It represents a history, a value system, and the aspirations of a people. The statue that we unveiled is a testament of unity. It's a testament of nation building, of cohesion, of oneness. Since his reign began in the early 1800s, King Shaka used the military and political systems he established to bring his people together. He forged alliances, integrated rival clans, and reformed social structures to unite AmaZulu towards a common destiny and a common purpose. This is an aspiration that transcends generations. It is our responsibility as a people to strive towards this goal, no matter how difficult or how long it takes. It talks to principled leadership that puts the greater good above narrow interests. King Shaka gave counsel, and wise counsel for that matter, but he also took counsel. He had respect for rival kings, even those with whom he had waged wars. He put the interests of his people first. We will reclaim our history. We will ensure that it is glorified in this generation into the next. And we will lift high our heroes. We will name our streets and our buildings after them. Yes, we will write books about them, We will also make television shows about them and erect statues in their honor, just as we have done with the very powerful representation statue of King Shaka. We do so because these heroes represent our past and reflect our aspirations for the future. Your Majesty, King Misuzulu, Kazwelithini, this was a project close to the heart of your father, the late King Zwelithini. We are honored that we have been able to fulfill his vision. King Shaka reshaped his people's destiny. May this statue continue to honor his memory as a beacon of courage, resilience, and great leadership. May this statue that we have unveiled serve as an enduring reminder to all of us that unity is the bedrock on which nations are built, the lifeblood that sustains them, and the key to their progress. This indeed is a great day. It's a great day that should go down in history. That today we not only uphold and restore the memory and the standing of King Shaka, we do so not only for KZN, not only for the people, the Zulu people in KZN, but all of us as South Africans. Because in the end, King Shaka was a king for all of us. And we honor him as South Africans, and we respect him as South Africans. Your Majesty, we thank you for having also enabled this honor to be bestowed on your great-great-grandfather. Thank you.
Bengicela sishaya hlombe likhulu sishayela umongameli wezwe laseNingizimu Afrika. A big clap for the President of the country, Honorable Premier. Siyathokoza kakhulu. Your Majesty, the King of the Zulu Nation, bantwana basendlunkulu, ongqongqoshe, nohulumeni wonke okhona phakathi kwethu. Thank you very much to the President. The President has given us a very enriching history of what the founder of the Zulu Nation stood for and stands for. We appreciate that, Your Excellency the President. At this point in time, we are getting to Ivutondaba. We are in climax. Sesizocela ke ukuba abaphithizelayo bayeke ukuphithizela. Sicela ukuba sonke sizothe. Ngizocela ukuba umhlonishwa undunankulu wesilo noZulu, umhlonishwa umfundisi uThulasizwe Buthelezi, usezoza ngaphambili azokwenza umsebenzi wakhe njengondunankulu kaZulu, ukuba asicelele omdala ukuba azokhuluma nabantu bakayise. I am now going to ask the Traditional Prime Minister of the Zulu Nation, the Reverend Thulasizwe Buthelezi, Honorable Thulasizwe Buthelezi, to come forward and perform his duties as the Traditional Prime Minister of the Zulu Nation and the King, to usher to the podium His Majesty. We are told that there is a problem with the microphone, so those responsible for protocol, can they please sort out things so that we do not get disturbed when His Majesty speaks to the nation. Can I therefore ask that we abide by that order? Please, no movement. We are all seated. We are all now listening to the message of the day from His Majesty. Umfulo washa amanzi lapha entabeni kaNobamba uhlale phansi. Awumhlongo. Umfulo washa amanzi awuhlale phansi. Zisize induna nabatitiyeli. Shenge uyaha umakhalanyana awenza umsebenzi wawo.
The program directors, the MEC, Kaula, and Deputy Minister Peace Mabe, His Majesty King, His Excellency the President of our country, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, together with the ministers accompanying the President, Minister of Kokta, Mr. Velenkosini Hlabisa, Minister of Transport, Ms. Barbara Creasy, and all ministers and deputy ministers present, the Honorable Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Thamsanqa Ntuli, the Leader of Government Business, Mr. Siboniso Duma, and all MECs present. Their Majesties, the Queens, Queen Mamieni, Ndlovukazi, Queen Mavis Zungu, the Queen of KwaLinduzulu, and the Queen of Ondini, and members of the royal family, His Worship the Mayor of eThekwini, Councillor Cyril Xaba, and all mayors present, Amakhosi aseNdlunkulu, members of the clergy, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I rise to introduce His Majesty the King before he speaks on this historic occasion where we are all gathered to honor the founder of the Zulu nation. And on behalf of His Majesty, may I welcome you, Your Excellency, again to the Kingdom of the Zulu. Last time the President was here, the President was at KwaXeza to honor King Dinuzulu. And again, you are here, Your Excellency, to honor King Shaka kasenza ngakhona. At KwaXeza, His Excellency was in the presence of His Majesty, and again, Your Excellency, you are in the presence of His Majesty. And all the games that happened at KwaXeza are now in history, Your Excellency, because we are now all serving under the Premier to ensure that this province prospers from strength to strength. And therefore, as we pause to honor the founder of the Zulu nation, who was internationally respected, Ilembe lekamanye Alipha, at King Shaka International Airport. We also honor the work that the government of South Africa has done, also in profiling one of the founders of our democracy, after whom the airport in Johannesburg is named Mr. O.R. Tambo, who also spearheaded the international campaign for liberation of this country, just as the founder of the Zulu nation, King Shaka, put this nation on the global map. The story of the Zulu nation is a story of courage, bold vision and sacrifice. King Shaka nurtured within him the vision of creating something greater than himself. And as the president has said, he set out to unify all the Zulu clans that until then had no common purpose, and laid the foundation of a common identity and formidable military force which would gain international acclaim. It is therefore a fitting tribute, Your Excellency, that as the President of South Africa, your presence here today and your powerful words crown such a majestic and historic occasion. I present to you our King, who carries the spear that fell down from King Shaka and was picked up by King Dingane Gasenza. King Dingane defended the land against the Afrikaners on 16 December 1838. And finally, when his spear fell, it was picked up by King Bande Gasenza. King Bande reigned in relative peace for 40 years, and his spear was picked up by King Cetshwayo, who again defended the land against the British invasion at Isandlwane on 22 January 1879. King from his father and continued to fight for Zulu sovereignty and identity. King Solomon picked up the spear of unity in the ensuing period to once again forge a united kingdom that had been ravaged by civil war. King Misuzulu, whose widow here today, Queen Mavis, picked up the spear to hold on to the Zulu dream of unity and strength against the onslaught of an apartheid government. The king's father, King Zwelithini, ushered in an era of peace, stability and development, and defended the land again through Ingonyama Trust at the advent of our democracy. And our king who sits on the throne of King Shaka, King Misuzulu Zwelithini, now carries the spear with pride to lead his people as he leads a new era of a bright awakening of Zulu pride and prestige. And as we honor King Shaka today, we honor the embodiment of King Shaka in our present king. Bayede hlanganezwe nina besilo indlunkulu indlovukazi kwabeni omkankosi indlunkulu yesilo ngethula kini Zulu mhlonishwa mongameli mhlonishwa ndunankulu wesifundazwe abahlonishwa bonke ilembe eliphilayo okungunomthebe wethu isilo esibusayo. Ngiyafisa ndunankulu mhlonishwa uNtuli ukuncoma igalelo likahulumeni wakho Mphemba ekuhleleni wonke lo msebenzi omkhulu kangaka nibambisene nesigungu sakho ikakhulukazi ungqongqoshe umhlonishwa uSiboniso Duma obesekhaleni lokuhlela zonke inhlelo zokuphepha nokuthuthwa kwabantu besilo ukuthi bafike bephephile. Mhlonishwa Mongameli, ubukhona bakho kusinika ithemba lokuthi isisekelo senhlonipho nokuzigqaja njengesizwe samaZulu uzoqhubeka kube intshisekelo kithi njengoba isilo esiholayo sembule ikhasi elisha lokuzethemba njengoZulu. Ngethula kini Zulu isilo unomthebe wethu ohlezi esihlalweni selembe. Ngethula kini ingonyama yesizwe samaZulu ethwele emahlombe aso onke amathemba nekusasa likaZulu. Njengoba okhokho bakho ngonyama bavikela izwe eNcome livikelwa isilo sasemgungundlovu, njengoba ukhokho wakho Silo wavikela izwe eSandlwana, kanjalo isilo namanje sisaqhubeka nomsebenzi wokuvikela izwe ngaphansi kweNgonyama Trust. Kuyintokozo enkulu kimi ngokukhulu ukuthobeka ukuthi ngethule isilo ukuba sibe namazwi phakathi kwesizwe. Uyamemeza kaNdaba bathi inkosi yohlanga. Uyamemeza kaNdaba bathi inkosi yohlanga. Uyamemeza kaNdaba bathi inkosi yohlanga. Uyinkosi yamakhosi, uyinkosi yamakhosi, uyinkosi yamakhosi. Bezo kaNdaba bathi inkosi yohlanga. Mana nkosi yohlanga, mana nkosi yohlanga. Uyinkosi yamakhosi, uyinkosi yamakhosi, uyinkosi yamakhosi, uyinkosi yamakhosi. Wasibiza savuma, mana nkosi yohlanga, mana nkosi yohlanga, mana nkosi yohlanga. Uyinkosi yamakhosi, uyinkosi yamakhosi, uyinkosi yamakhosi, uyinkosi yamakhosi. Wena wendlovu, wena wendlovu, bayede
wena kamsimude ovele ngesiluba wabuphakathi kwamangisi kanye namaqadasi inkonja nedukele ezulwini ezinye edukele emafini uNoela mumva ebengwamakhosi ebengwawo Shaka ebengwawo Dingane umdayisabela nakweliphesheya ozalukazi yakusala emanxiweni maxega usala emzileni sikhukhula sikaNdaba siyesakhukhula omama siyesabetshatha sabalahle enkwazini ebengezemfula sabalahle enkwazini ebengezothukela dabole ngelasedlokweni lalingamanzi ilomo manze odwa akuhlale babaza bubuza kuyikhexa yabona emlomo hlango lwamakhosi khula ngonyama.
wena wendlovu, wena wendlovu, wena wendlovu, wena wendlovu. Bayede, bayede.
Uyayivumela,
Uyayivumela, ipi, uyayivumela,
uyayivumela,
uyayivumela, ipi, uyayivumela. Hayikaleba, ibamba umthetho. Hayikaleba, ibamba umthetho.
Mphathi wohlelo Mhlonisha Khawula nina besilo ngingakaqali nje inkulumo osukwini lwanamhlanje ngenxa yezinga nohlobo lomcimbi esinawo namhlanje Zulu Mnyama igama lizisho lona lithi King Shaka International ibutho nentombi uZulu kuyomela ngikolele namhlanje sizawukhuluma oluka George okuyi international lena besile ngokukhulu ukukhethekile ngicela ukuthi ngamukele nonke ngoba nilapha nisizwe abahlobo bethu nabanye abasuka amazweni angaphandle ukuba nifike kulesi sifunda futhi nifike eKing Shaka International Airport izobungaza khona ilembe eleqa amanye amalembe ngokukhalipha nonke ngiyanemukela nina besilo ngokukhulu ukukhetheka ngicela ukuba ngemukele umongameli wami His Honorable President Cyril Ramaphosa ngibuye ngihloniphe ngokukhulu ukuhlonipha uNdunankulu Premier wesifunda saKwaZulu Natal Mpemba bingelele uNdunankulu umfundisi uReverend Thulasizwe Buthelezi ngibonga kakhulu ngibingelele umeya waseThekwini Xaba ukuthi ube khona siyathokoza noNkosi ukuthi uzobambisana kanye nathi edolobheni lakho ngicela ukuthi ngibale bonke ominister abakhona besizwe sonke sase South Africa naba provincial abe province nina besilo ngithokoze kakhulu members of the executive council siyabonga kakhulu nani ukuthi nibe khona kanye nathi kulolu suku lwanamhlanje indlunkulu yami indlunkulu Mdolomba okuyiyona ephelezela futhi ehamba nondlunkulu abazinkehli zami undlunkulu Gwabini undlunkulu Ntombela ngibingelela kakhulu kumama bami ndlunkulu wakwaLinda uZulu ndlunkulu Mandlovu siyathokoza ndlunkulu bakhona kwakho uNdlunkulu kaMafu uNdlunkulu waSondini ngiyathokoza ndlunkulu ukuthi sihlezi siyindawonye kule misebenzi yesizwe ngibingelele bonke abatwana abangiphelezele namhlanje ukuza kulomcimbi ngibingelele amazinyane amabili azalwa yimina umntwana unothando nomntwana ujubezizweni bese ngibingelela abafowethu nodadewethu. Ngike ngaba nankinga ngisacela ukuthi ngime lapho angizele lokho kodwa ngisacela ukuthi ngikhumbuzele abafowethu nodadewethu ikakhulu laba abakakhangelana mankengane ukuthi abasesiba abatwana amazinyane bangabatwana. Manje ngivele ngibuke kabi ngibe umuntu omubi ngiyisitha nje manje kwabakwethu ngibatshela iqiniso angedlule ninabisila selanga. Ngibingelela amakhosi asedlukulu onke amakhosi waselwa aholwa inkosi uShinga, inkosi uSithole. Ngithokoza kakhulu kubo bonke oPremier abadala abalesi sifunda, umhlonishwa uNdebele, umhlonishwa uKhabazela, umhlonishwa uZikalala, akekho ngimkhohliwe nabesizwe. Nina bendlovu, amabutho, amavikela sihlalo, sihlezi sikanye nani, neyinhliziyo yami, nomqondo wami, neumzimba wesihlalo. Ngiphakamisa izintombi zonke zomhlanga. Ngithokoze kakhulu nani ukuthi nikanye nathi vivana kanjalo. Ngiyathokoza nina besilo. Zulu mnyama indlela zimhlophe. Ngicela ukuthi sesiqale lo hlelo sengena ke kwelika George. Your Excellency, in the history of the nations, there are certain individuals whose legacies transcend and time define not only the generation, however, the soul, the spirit of an inspired people. In the history of the Zulu nation, the name Ingonyama or Isilo Ushaka Kasenza Ngakona is the one that evokes pride, unity, deep emotions within all of us. Today we gather to honor King Shaka Kasenza Ngakona, his memory, and reflect on the legacy he left, which has shaped the identity of the Zulu people and the people of the Republic and Africa as a whole. Your Excellency, my President, it is essential to recognize that when we celebrate King Shaka today, we do not only celebrate him as an individual alone. Rather, we honor him and the entire generation of which he led in his time. Indeed, King Shaka did not build the mighty nation on his own. He did not build it solely with the Zulu royal family alone. Ilembe aslakanga lesi sizwe nendlukulu yodwa kwakungekulungu. Mina ngithembele esizweni kakhulu kunendlukulu. Nina bese lihle iqiniso. Sengiqhubeka Zulu ndlela zimhlophe. His Majesty King Shaka built this nation together with his forefathers, with the courageous men and women of that era, the brave souls who believed in his vision and shared his dreams. These were the people who, rather within the King Shaka, laid the foundation and unified this nation. Grounded in resilience, we still survive. Unity and our purpose. Nina besilo kubalekile ukuthi sikhumbule ukuthi akekho umuntu ongenza into yedwa noma ibhizinisi yedwa kusile ibhizinisi lelo yabanjiswana okuyisithombe lisi ilembe elizama ukusikhanyisela ukuthi uma sibambisene kuyawuphunyelelwa phambili. My Honorable Premier, I raise this point because there is a concerning tendency today to view the royal family separate from the Zulu nation, apart from Amakhosi. Yet the truth is that there can be no Zulu royal family without the Zulu people. Ngisanda kusho lokho. Ayikho indlu enkulu ngaphandle kweyini. Ingakho sizwe sikaMageba indlu enkulu kubalekile ukuthi inilalele nini ukuthi nithini. Inizwe futhi. Your Excellency, my President, King Shaka taught us that leadership is rooted in unity, in the strength and trust of its people. His legacy reminds us that the royal family, the nation, and Amakhosi are inseparable, bound together by the purpose of that identity. King Shaka in his generation taught us that the fundamental importance of land to the Zulu nation. They showed us that land is more than just soil. Fundisiwe Amakhosi amadala ukuthi umhlabathi uyini kithi siyisizwe samaZulu. It is our home, the place where we are born and raised. The land is the source of our food, the pasture for our livestock, and the final resting place for the bones of our loved ones resting as ancestors as I speak. In KwaZulu-Natal, the king is nothing without land. And the people are nothing without land. SamaZulu ndunankulu mongameli ngihleze ngibuza ukuthi manje ngake niphucwe izwe laKwaZulu niyoyibiza ngokuthi neyini nisizwe isinye singafiki kuleyo mcabango ngakho izwe libalekile sengiqhubeka indabesilo. My President, it is with the profound and understanding that I pledge today before those who have passed, those who live, those yet to be born, that I will protect the land of the Zulus for the rest of my life. Ngizolivikela izwe laKwaZulu impilo yami yonke. I vow that as long as I live, no one will take the land of the Zulus. Nxa ngisaphila ngebe lithinte nabesizwe nami isifundiso nesakhiwo esikubudoda kimi engashiyelwa umdlokombane nabesizwe. Angizenzeli ngisahambe endaweni yami. Ninabesilo, by defending the land of the Zulu, I am not only honoring my father, the late King the late Isilo. However, also all the other monarchs and Ramaphosa warriors before me, your forebears, who protected this land in their time also. Their legacy endures through our commitment, and it is our sacred duty to uphold it. Nina Besilo, Zulu Malandela. While King Shaka is rightfully celebrated for his military genius, there is another profound aspect of his legacy that deserves recognition. King Shaka pioneered a unique system of government and governance, demonstrating remarkable understanding of the land and its people. He knew each hill, every river. He took a personal interest in the communities residing within his realm, understanding the leadership and structures of their traditions. King Shaka's governance was blended seemingly with local and familial and mutual, reinforcing of the sense of belonging and mutual respect. Another aspect of King Shaka's legacy lies in his support for the women's leadership. Umlando wakithi awuzungakuveza ukuthi ilembe lalihlonipha kakhulu ubulili besifazane ukuthi abambisane nabo esihlalweni sakhe, azi ukuthi uyakwazi ukuthi kwakhiwe isizwe kanye nabo. Another significant aspect was the formation of several amakhanda, a remarkable system where women were involved. For example, Queen Nandi was very essential in this effect in Ndlovukazi uNandi. King Shaka recognized the strength and capabilities of women. He formalized this prospect by establishing even women regiments, incorporating them into his broader vision for the Zulu kingdom. His commitment to elevating women in leadership roles stands as a powerful testament to his progressive approach. It is a legacy that continues to inspire us till this very day. Today, I thank women who have contributed in our democracy, as I mentioned this. As we develop our cultural heritage roots, let us ensure that we acknowledge and celebrate local history, local heroes, and local heroines. Oba khona amaqhawe abantu besifazane. Asingabi isizwe esenza sengathi asiboni fulamela. Today, let us pay homage to the spirit of all Ramaphosa esizwe, as we have done in honoring Ilembe by creating monuments and symbols that immortalize the legacies. Through this, we etch their stories into shared history, ensuring invaluable contributions are never to be forgotten. Lokhu nina besilo ngithi njengoba sibungaza isilo ilembe namhlanje uke washo undunankulu ukuthi umongameli egcina esifundeni sakithi sihlangene ngalendlela kwakuyikwaceza kwayinto ebalekile leyo okuyikhona engushona besilo ukuthi onke amakhosi anegalelo lawo ngalokho ayadinga ukubonga nina besilo. Mr. President, in a time when we are beset by those who would harm us, who threaten the well-being of our children, we have much to learn from the wisdom of King Shaka in this manner. His legacy teaches us the importance of defending our communities, harnessing intelligence rooted in the strength of our people, ensuring the safety of our future generations. By embracing his lessons, we forge a stronger and more resilient society. Uma singaqhubeka sisebenzise usiko nendlela impilo yokuphila kwelembe, isizwe sethu siyophumelela njalo. Sengivala nina besilo. In closing, I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude, especially to my government under the leadership of Thamsanqa Ntuli Mpemba, for upholding the promise made by my late father, Mbane, the longest serving monarch, together with the longest serving Prime Minister, Umntwana wakwaPhindangene. As I unveil, and as I have unveiled this statue today, Mr. President and everyone, I felt the presence not only of my father, Isilo Sakwakhangela, but I also felt the presence of King Shaka, His Majesty himself, the Zulu Emperor. Together, Ilembe, Nomdlogombane, together they stand with us in spirit, reminding us the enduring legacy and strength of our people as a Zulu nation. Ngiyabonga kakhulu kubo bonke abathe bahlela lo mcimbi. Ngiyabonga kakhulu kumongameli ukuhlonipha lo mcimbi omkhulu kangaka. Sizokhumbuzana ukuthi ibivele isebenza kwakwethu i-airport kodwa ingavuliwe ngokomthetho. Kwasiphazamisa kakhulu ukuhamba kukaMdlokombane neNdlovukazi ngoba yayisiphelile. Kuze kube namhlanje siyambonga uNkulunkulu neyinyanya namadlozi alesi sizwe ukuthi usuku lwanamhlanje lugcine lwenzekile. Unkulu lunankulu bonga kakhulu umongameli. Akulula ukusihlanganisa umongameli isilo unankulu endlini eyodwa kulula. Ngoba siyasebenza bawethu kubhizi kakhulu, indaba zezwe ziyasidinga kakhulu. Sizinikele nathi Sizwe sikaMageba ngithokoza kakhulu usuku lwanamhlanje nokuyiphatha kahle. Sizobungaza iqhawe lakithi. Ngiyathokoza nabesilo. Inkosi enibusise. Amen.
Wena wendlovu. Wena wendlovu. Ayede.
Indlovu emanceba angekandaba ekaziyo khothwa ngubani ngoba zonke izindlovu ziyokhothwa ngabonina ilanga lisilahlile emazulu kwelakithi kaZulu lapho singenamgodi wokucasha izwe lisiphikile emageba singenasihlangu sokuvika okhasele engweni kaMsimude ebazimthetho izimbeleko ngezabafokazane imbabala ethumba amadoda lapho ehlathini eBhalitho ngentshelo mlabalaba elalingaziwa umuntu lawadida amadoda lamdida ubiyela umqaphe ngonyama ladida ujika ezalwa kaXaba ngencwadi encane eqoshwe ngumkhwanazi usayitshela omkhulu lapho esifundezweni sakithi kaZulu kwezomthetho yabadida nabasendiya abuyele emuva amandiya enikina amakhanda etete izandla athi umkhwanazi udlala umampatile lapho ehlathini eBhalitho xola umkhwanazi umvundlane uyesaba futhi uyenqaba ukulahla inkosi lapho ehlathini ngoba kudlwana izilwane ngezehlathi zinkulu izindaba iphuma uphoko kwelakithi kaZulu mntakandaba yenqaba inkomfe engenabaphelezeli ngoba kulahlekelwa nayisizwe ngesikasenza ngakhona kithi kaZulu solahleka nesikambongizozwa khula amageba liyashona ilanga umsindo kwingonyama trust ungowani bondaba uyavusela amakhosi yebo ukuthi uthumala ngoba imbabazane isiwahaqazela amadoda ngangezinyembezi ngapha ngasempangeni ivale mfana amageba lo ndaba ine affidavit iyakubangela bomthetho ngisho kwena ke kwenkwezela yakithi enkunzana abayikhiphe enqunu lapha endlini bathi uMisuzulu ubomvusa igidigidi kanti okandaba bengenamali bambangela amanxeba yebo ukuthi unkala sifike kuseshaya emthethondini saphuma leyo shona ilanga iyasipheke yasithulula imbabazane emahwanqa ngomqungu ngamaphepha